beautiful day so far. Went to Plaza Italia and had some nice coffee. But yeah, you're probably wondering who this girl is on your screen. Well, it's Danielle, and I am currently living in Argentina in Buenos Aires. So I thought it would just be good for me to start making some videos about what I'm doing here, my experience and everything. And I just wanted to start out by making a video of like the top 5 things that I think people need to know before coming here. These are things that I wish I knew before I came, that I had no idea about. So I'm gonna get on that in one momento here. But yeah, I'm gonna sit down with you guys and I'm just gonna go through them properly, okay? Okay, so if you're thinking about coming to Argentina, I would say the number one thing that you need to be prepared for is the transit system, okay? I'm gonna be real with you, the transit system here absolutely sucks. It's almost non-existent, okay? So first thing that you need to know about the transit system here, and I'm mainly referring in regards to the city buses, is that they will have one main route, right? So for instance, to get to my work, I catch 168. However, there will be different routes along the main line. So there will be a 168A, 168B, and a 168C. And each bus will say 168 on it, but they go to completely different neighborhoods. And you can't always trust what the signs say on the bus. Sometimes it'll say linea A, like line A, but it actually is going to the neighborhood in B. So you need to pay attention just to the names of the neighborhoods or the streets that are programmed on the top of the bus. That's really important. Second of all, there is no bus schedule, so you just stand on the side of the road and wait for a bus to show up at some point. Sometimes you can leave your house and you can be waiting at the bus stop for 5 minutes. Sometimes you can be waiting there for 10 minutes, 15. There's really no rhyme or reason, to be honest. And just because you're standing at a bus stop doesn't mean that the bus is just automatically going to stop for you either, which means that a lot of times you have to actually go out onto the street and flag down the bus driver for them to stop, because I have missed my bus standing right under the 168 sign and the bus driver not stopping because I didn't flag them down. So yeah, you have to be a little aggressive in that manner. And lastly, they charge you on distance, and so when you get on the bus driver is going to ask you how much you want to be charged or where you're going, and you have to tell them like the major area, neighborhood, or street that you're going to be getting off on. And of course, if your Spanish isn't very good, this can lead to some miscommunication. So my biggest tip for this is if you make sure you have a data plan and you can just pull up on Google Maps exactly where you're going, and then just show your phone, just show the map to the bus driver, and then that way there's no confusion, especially because all the different routes go to different areas, right? So even if it tells you 168, you get on the 168 bus. If you just confirm on Google Maps with the bus driver that that bus does actually go where you're wanting it to, all the better, right? So yeah, it's terrible, but you'll get used to it. Honestly, if you're just in Buenos Aires for a few days, I would say just take Uber everywhere you go because it's very cheap, and I don't think it's worth the headache of doing the bus. But if you're here for a long period of time, like I'm going to be here for 3 months, so you just kind of learn how to deal with it. The second thing, the second heads up tip I would say is that nobody is going to know that you're a foreigner because everybody looks very European here. You have people that are blonde hair, blue eyes, and are Argentinian through and through, right? So you can't tell who the locals are to ask for help, and you can't tell who the foreigners are to ask for help, and vice versa. So you're gonna have completely random people come up to you on the street and just go off to you in Spanish, or you're gonna go into a shop and they're gonna expect you to know what is going on, to know what to say and know what to do, because there's literally no way to tell whether or not you're a foreigner. Yeah, the third tip or heads up that I would give is it's very weird when it comes to paying with your credit card here. So it's not very difficult. You can pay with a foreign credit card, but the protocols are completely different. So if you pay with your credit card, you have to give them your ID. They ask for a photo, like ID, to, I guess, confirm the name. And then you have to sign the receipt and also fill out a document number as well. And when they say document number, if you're a foreigner, they usually mean your passport number. I put down my driver's license. I don't think it really matters, but they need like a government document number as well. So it's very thorough. And in terms of money as well, if you are wanting to take out money from an ATM, it can be very expensive. Between the fees that I'm charged from my Canadian bank and the fees that I'm charged on the ATM here, it's like $10 or $15 Canadian, just to take out some money. And most ATMs have a limit on how much you're allowed to take out, which is about 2,000 to 2,500 pesos, which is not very much. And the ATMs here do tend to run out of money in the evening. So if you are going in later the day, like if you're going to ATM at like 5 p.m. or later, you're not guaranteed that there's going to be money in there. As well, on the weekends, they tend to run out sometimes as well. So I have gone to an ATM and not been able to take out money. With that being said, there are some international banks in Buenos Aires here. Mainly the most popular one is HSBC. So if you want to open an account at HSBC, like in Canada or the US, before coming here, it would probably make banking and financial needs a lot easier. The fourth thing I want to talk about is security and safety. So there's definitely petty crime and pickpocketing here for sure. And at first I didn't really think that much of it. I didn't really think too much. I was like, whatever. I mean, that's the same with any city. You kind of have to be conscious, right? But when you see like the locals being super conscious of it, then I think that's when you know that it's a real issue. So everybody, walks with their backpacks on the front of their body, their purses over their body, kind of like with their hand on it. You don't ever leave your wallet on the table, things like that. I wouldn't say that I particularly feel unsafe in the city, but it is just something to be aware of. I'm always scared of losing things as well, so it's just good. And the fifth and final heads up or tip I want to give is just the schedule of society, the schedule of everything here. There is no schedule, okay? Everything runs super late, so even work, like usually you'll start work later, like 9:30, 9, 10, 11 sort of thing, and then leave pretty early. Like it's very informal here in the work environment, at least in my work. And meal timing as well. So breakfast is not very popular here, especially not like back home in Canada. So people don't really go out for big breakfasts or have big breakfasts here. But they do have a large dinner, and they eat dinner very, very late. So people, if you're going to go out for dinner at a restaurant, you have to wait until at least 9 or 10 o'clock p.m. And that's when people will just be starting to show up. The busiest times are probably 11 or so. And I even mean like families with children will be going out to eat at 10 o'clock at night for dinner. That's just like their average dinner time. And in the afternoon, they'll have like an afternoon snack, I guess, like around like 6 or 5, 3, 4, you know, like late afternoon. And yeah, that's super weird for me because in Canada we have dinner at like 7, not 10 p.m. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of if you do want to go out for restaurants and such. No one is going to be there until 10 p.m. Tipping is not mandatory here, though people do tip, so it's completely up to you, usually 10%. And in the afternoon as well, they kind of have like a siesta time where everything kind of shuts down. It's not very busy. A lot of people go home from work. Sometimes businesses, such as clothing stores and stuff, will actually shut down for about an hour or so in the afternoon around 2. So that's something to be aware of as well if you want to do your shopping. And yeah, that's about it. Those are my 5 main things that I wish I knew before coming here. I guess as like a side tip, that anything that's imported is super expensive. So makeup, even like books and things, like just anything that's like pre-made and imported is super expensive. So if you are going to be traveling here, like if you think, oh, I can just buy this in the country instead of traveling with it, absolutely not. It's way better to travel with it, especially for like makeup and beauty products. If you're a woman, like I know it kind of sucks traveling with like shampoos and, you know, face stuff, all this. But if you are planning on buying it at your destination here in Argentina, it is going to be more expensive than what you pay in Canada or the US probably. So just bring it with you in your suitcase. Double bag it, you know? Alright, well, I guess that will be everything. I hope this was helpful for somebody out there in the world. And if not, I guess you got to see some clips of what Argentina is like, so that's nice. But I will be sure to bring you guys along for my next adventure. And if I come up with any more useful information about this beautiful country, I'll let you guys know. Okay. Bienvenido. Just kidding. Ciao.